Namaste, angels. This is going to be a client reading for one of my repeat clients. I have not read for her in some time. I don't remember anything, like I don't remember anybody's sign or anything, if I ever knew them. You know, sometimes I go in completely blind, and that's often why they become repeat clients, because they say, oh my God, like, you know, I never told you anything. How did you know I was a Capricorn with a, you know, Leo divine masculine or feminine or whatever the case is. So we're going to do it like that again for a third time, I believe. I think I've read for her twice before. I'm beginning with the Ice King, who may in fact be a Leo, actually, because I also have pay attention to the red signs here, although I see they're also showing me reconciliation underneath that, which is always nice. Pay attention to the red signs. This could be a red sign, even though it's the Ice King with this white lion here. This can represent Leo for me. This man that's pictured always represents like Mars for me. That sort of authoritative or father-like presence. And so that could be Aries and, you know, the planet Mars. Scorpio even. Mars rules Scorpio as well. But there can be a fire sign involved, perhaps. And if I use the Angel Tarot, I'll begin with the Knight of Fire. So there's more of that. Those are the red flags thus far. In any case, Ice King. So again, this is this can be somebody's father, or, you know, someone of authority. And this can be the divine feminine or the divine masculine as well. It could be them taking on this kind of energy of organization and leadership, sort of dominion over themselves. This can be an air sign too. I didn't point that out, but as Ice King, of course, we are known as, you know, like the kings and queens of winter and ice, snow. So they can, yeah, air sign can be involved too, or that kind of energy can be embodied right now by one or the other. This can be somebody's parent. I was hearing even like a judge. I'm not sure what a judge would be involved in at the moment. So let's move on. Oh, speaking of the Ice Queen, here she is. So this can be actually Venus and Mars, the masculine and feminine planet of love. Or like the divine masculine and feminine of all time. Ice King and brunette female. I like when she's in reverse because she comes through very karmic for me. It's not necessarily a person, although, you know, it often is. And it's like that sort of karmic energy or karmic, quote unquote, karmic relationship. And I'm putting in karmic in quotes there because a karmic relationship doesn't have to be a negative, or like we use karmic these days as like a derogatory term, and that's not what it means. You know, similar to quote unquote twin flame. These things have a way of taking on a new life of their own, it seems. Karmic means destined of the universe. So, you know, your most beautiful imagination of a divine union, right? A soulmate relationship is karmic, technically. Ice King and work. I'm going to cut. So with Ice King opposite work, this guy can be somebody's boss too. Again, it can be like the universe, right? The universe is boss. Can be Mars, can be Venus. And coming to travel. This card doesn't always mean, it's a card of movement, absolutely. But it doesn't always mean like traveling from one place to another. You know, as in like destination or location to another. Sometimes it's about time for me. And it's about like past situations, going back to them. Reconciliation, right? Revisiting. Yes. Right? Travel, visiting. Exactly. And the overall energy is a wallflower, which can also be a Scorpio. I mentioned them before. Or a Gemini, like the Ice Queen. Or Capricorn also comes through as wallflower for me. Anybody can be a wallflower, but it's like the energy of those 3 zodiac signs most to me, because it's like somebody that's not completely engaged, like you're there, but you're not really a part. And if you can see, this woman, there's a light shining on her, so that's always a positive. But she's sitting down and she's clearly at a party. These other people are on the dance floor dancing. And maybe the spotlight is really more so on them, but just happens to be catching her. So like she's there, but she's not engaged. She's not necessarily like living in the present. Divine couple. Recent past. Near future. The masculine's higher self. Blocks to the union. What the feminine can do, what the masculine can do here. Further advice from the universe to both or either. And the outcome. Divine couple. Family. Oh, wow. That's beautiful. I saw a lot of family actually as I was shuffling. Family, true love, very positive cards. I saw that brunette female too, so a couple of funky ones, but I saw a lot of positive cards for them. And family is an absolutely wonderful card to pull for a couple. Recent past, long distance. So this having seen travel, right? And having been made to see reconciliation, this can be about maybe both time and space and a separation between the two. But the near future is courting man. And the masculine's higher self here, dating queen. How do you like that? How awesome does the courting man go with the dating queen? This can be either of the two pursuing the other, or both actively pursuing the other, and perhaps the masculine also having other suitors trying to get his attention right now as well. Blocks to the union, soulmate. So this may be a quote unquote karmic soulmate. Also, the past couple weeks for the collective, I've been having cards like this here. Soulmate, twin flame, union. And it's like blocks to the dating, right? To possible unions with other people. The block is the true love. True love was one of them too. That's here. Like, the universe will allow you to go but so far, but as far as it intends, obviously, with other relations. Only what is meant as part of your karma and journey, your life path, your life purpose. What can the feminine do here? Oh, okay, except that, what's going on is karmic. Is of karma, is of the universe. Perhaps Jupiter. That could be another red flag, right? The big red flag can be to say, hello, like you can't control this. You may want to surrender, which is quite likely, because as that's rolling out of my mouth, I made to glance over and see that I use these cards. I'm beginning with the goddess, who's of course the goddess of the moon. And the moon is all about not only feminine energy, but feminine energy of surrender. So there's a need to let go and allow for karma. The masculine, he's got to let go too. Let go of control and let go of controlling people in his life, controlling circumstances. He's got to cut these cords, karmic cords. So the feminine has to allow for this to happen, and the masculine has to see that it happens. it's actually more so in his control than he realizes. He has to like regain control, take back control of his own life, cut these strings. Further advice from the universe. Boom. Twin flame. Yeah. So like more so than an advice, it's like a reminder, you know, that yes, you may have to be going through some funky situations right now, but that this is why. And further to that outcome, past love, whatever this other situation was, sort of falls apart. Like right before your eyes as it's happening here. So awesome. I'm not trying to rush this, but I want to be able to get in a couple of spreads. So I am going to move on to those Tony Carmine Solano Universal Love Oracle cards, beginning again with the Goddess, to get an idea of the perspective from the masculine's point of view. And opening to birth. So this is about new things. And for me, it's like very sacred new things, like new beginnings that are like divine blessings from the universe, because of this very Pentecostal dove with these three very Trinity-like rays coming from it. The Goddess, and on the heels of that, another very Pentecostal type dove and celebration. So of course that card very sacred for me too. It's about like death and rebirth. So not just birth, but rebirth. And why? Because that's what the Pentecost is about. It's a celebration of the fact that Jesus, had been risen. Not only Jesus and other quote unquote saints, according to the scriptures, had been risen and were walking again among the people, among chosen people, like of the elect, right? So it's very resonant for me and reminiscent of the journey. The Goddess back, and enchantment. Which, speaking of divine rays, I see Mars and Venus here, like healing throughout the body. This can be applied to one or both. And the need to surrender to allow for that to happen. The woman who's got the rays going through her. Yeah, she's back. Okay, I'll show you. She appears to me to be like quite scarred. Like there's a scar here, a scar here, a scar here. And, she's not letting that stop her, like prohibit her from moving forward. She has complete faith that she can be healed of whatever isn't perfect, isn't right. And transmutation, all about taking any negativity, any toxic energy or emotion, and turning it into love and using it toward raising our vibration and that of, all things around us and the planet itself even. Enchantment. I'm going to cut. Wow. Boom. Moon tree. This is all about sacred marriage. Of course, sacred marriage between two sacred beings, right? Two souls. So like that family, this is very similar to that for me. That's why that family card is so special when it represents a divine couple. Moon tree, especially when the moon is coming up, right? We're on the heels of a not the heels, we're dawning upon a full moon right now. Today's the 30th when I'm doing this reading, and the full moon is on the 3rd. So just a few days away, and we can begin to start seeing that energy now, especially since the moon is going to appear at least so close to us, super moon-like. And we just had another moon card, right? The goddess of the moon. So I think that some of that energy is working with us now for this reading. Wow. You got those two very divine doves, in my opinion. And now the universal heart, Jesus Christ. Very nice. The feminine about herself here. So this could be a message from her higher self. The masculine about the feminine. himself, and the union. And of course, all the cards are the masculine's perspective as it relates to the union, basically. Overall, what the masculine would have the feminine to do, I guess, to like get things going here. What the masculine himself is willing to do. What the universe would have the two to do. And this time the outcome goes here. Feminine, healing sounds. So you are guided to do some meditation if you haven't begun already, to get started on this. And healing sounds can be any type of, sounds, any type of genre of music, whatever it is you're into. A personal preference of mine in this regard is binaural tones. You can find plenty for free on YouTube that are in any regard, like anything you're looking for. Okay, so for example, in the last spread, you were guided to like accept karmic situations, or that the karma is at play right now, and the universe is working right now. There are tones to help you to free yourself from like overthinking, which that may help you to, to do that, to release that. Sounds to, cut cords, sounds to just increase your serotonin and increase happiness, promote happiness hormones and all that kind of stuff too. The masculine about the feminine. Emergence. So this can be him again, sort of being reborn and making a comeback. Yes, it is my masculine about the feminine position. But I see that I see him more as the being that is emerging. And so it may be more literal. It may be, again, connected to some sort of reconciliation and like making a comeback. The masculine about himself, abundance. This is also that very fertile energy of giving birth to new ideas, new concepts, new relationships, new financial and material abundance too. Because when you cut those cords that the masculine needs to cut, and you release your fears and let go of all your worries and, hand them over to God and the angels and all that sort of thing, you open up the flow of abundance to yourself. Also, we began with Venus, who is, both the goddess and planet of not only love, abundance, and, and love in general, but money. So if she is helping you and she is here, she is present, there's abundance in that regard. We also had Mars, right? So the planet and god of love from a masculine perspective. That can be what's going on here too. What is helping to increase this abundance here? But it's about more surrender too. So again, like you let go of things, that allows for the flow. There's more surrender going on here. We have a nude woman with her eyes closed, just trusting, right? And giving into faith. And with the universal heart as your overall energy, I'd say this is definitely about surrendering, and allowing faith to take over. When I picked this up, underneath it, another very nice card. It's relationship. It's relationship. And underneath relationship, also upright, is love. So like a love relationship, being healed perhaps by the healer of all time. About the union itself, reflection. So looking back on what we had, maybe revisiting again, looking around at our present Am I happy like this? Do I want to change anything? Do I want to work on reconnecting with the universe, reconnecting with myself, opening up the flow, transmuting any negativity to love, or otherwise letting it go, giving everything up to God, giving everything up to the universe? Do I want to work on that? All these cards are about working on that and healing. And then so that whatever your dreams and goals are going forward, you can achieve those too. Reflection. Overall. Enchantment. So this is that, I started with this overall allowing for the healing. Again with Venus and Mars showing up. Crossing the abundance. What would the masculine have the feminine to do here? Ooh, forgiveness. So he's feeling apologies are in order. And he will begin with himself and accepting his own apology, forgiving himself, and then moving on to you and others from whom he seeks forgiveness. And we'll hope that you would do the same, both in your own regard and toward him. And we all need to begin with ourselves with the apology and forgiving ourselves of any wrongdoing we could possibly conceive. Like a lot of times we attach all kinds of guilt to ourselves, things that have absolutely nothing to do with us, but somehow we make it about us, we make it our fault, and we got to let go of all of that. Again, the healing sounds, which is crossing this card, can help you with that too. There are really healing sounds for everything. It's like there's an app for that. There's a healing sound for that, for every single thing. The masculine himself, willing to go through the gateway. He's accepted the journey, his journey at least. He's accepted it and is committed to, walking his path now. And what would the universe have the two of you to do is let go of the fear. So again, cutting the cords to fear and to control and trying to run the situation. It is karmic. It is, having to do with karma. It is of the universe. It is of God. You are not the boss in this one. So whatever worries you have that you can't, facilitate everything that's going on and you don't have your hand in it, you're going to have to let go of all of that fear and just have some faith and trust, like the rest of the spread sort of dictates. And the outcome here, expectancy. All of that will hopefully lead you to letting go of your expectations as it relates to, again, you trying to dictate what the universe does and control things. This expectancy card is about our need to let go and stop trying to map out everything, because we can't even conceive what the universe is capable of doing for us. It's capable of doing, period. So when we try to tell it what to do, we limit it and we limit ourselves. We block our own blessings. So your whole spread is basically about healing yourself of things like that, learning to surrender, learning to forgive, letting go of fear, letting go of worry, taking anything that is not positive and handing it over to the angels, handing it over to God, handing it over to the universe, from whatever perspective you look at it, and saying, here, this is yours. I don't know what to do with it otherwise. This is yours. I just want to be free. I'm laying down my burdens. And that will help you guys to move forward. Going to the Angel Tower, beginning with the Knight of Fire, who is passionate, adventurous, self-assured, and restless. A sudden event that needs immediate attention. Time is of the essence. Think things through carefully. This can be something that changes rather quickly. There's movement, right? Fire cards are about movement too. Similar to the ones that we saw about travel and things like that. Three of Fire. Right, also about movement in the situation. Abundance. It's movement in the area of abundance. Things look very good. Have patience at this time and make long-term plans. So this is connected to that reflection, right? Let's work on us ourselves right now, relax, give our worries away, and look toward the future. Knight of Fire and the Nine of Fire. Don't give up. Protect that which you've created. Have courage and believe in yourself. It's another card of being like fearless, letting go of fear. Keep pushing. It's a card of perseverance. And the Ace of Air. The Ace of Air is an Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra. Brilliant new ideas and inspirations. Seeing the truth of a situation, a challenging beginning. It says a challenging beginning. It's about a beginning that you've reached that maybe there was a struggle getting there. But to me, like once you're there, it's a beginning, a new beginning, period. Not a challenging one. Like the challenge is behind you, you've made it. It's a card of victory too. So I don't even know why it would say that. You have made it when the Ace of Air shows up. Also a card of like truth coming out or cutting to the truth, cutting through the bullshit, you know, getting to the point, being honest, all of that stuff. The Knight of Fire, I don't think I mentioned it, is a Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries, or someone taking on those traits or attributes. Knight of Fire, one more. And it's the Magician, which is also air sign. It's Gemini to me. The Magician with Archangel Raziel. You are ready. You have the resources or the ability to manifest them. Life is magical. So this can be more Venus as the esoteric ruler of Gemini. She could be coming through with the Magician to remind you that you have all of she has bestowed this abundance upon you, right? Meaning you have all the resources and tools you could possibly need to manifest what it is you want in your life without trying to force it or control it, right? This can also be Gemini showing up and or Mercury in the form of, again, the moon, the Gemini full moon. So energy from that. Same thing with the Ace of Air that just was here. As well as the Mercury retrograde, which begins the same day as the Gemini full moon. Sunday, December 3rd. Under the sun sign of Sagittarius. Ruled by Jupiter, planet of karma. You see how we tie it all in? One more. Speaking of Jupiter, this is my card that represents the planet Jupiter. The Wheel with Archangel Michael, because it's about karma. It's about quote unquote luck. A time of positive change. A situation suddenly moves forward. Fortune is on your side. When the wheel shows up, it's another card of movement. Something that was stagnant. Nothing was happening with it. We weren't, there was no positive movement. The abundance wasn't coming in. We had blocked our blessings, whatever the case was. Our karma was preventing us from achieving certain things. All of that has changed now. And all of a sudden, boom, Jupiter, Sagittarius, that kind of energy coming through to help us. Also, the fixed signs are connected to the energy of the wheel for me. And the fixed signs would be Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius, and Taurus. Taurus is also involved in this full moon action that's happening on Sunday, because the Gemini full moon under the sun sign of Sagittarius will be sitting in the constellation Taurus the Bull, also ruled by Venus. So you see how she's hovering, like literally. Like being a helicopter mom. That's what she's being right now. Life experience with Archangel Chamuel, a significant life event, a powerful revelation that leads to change. It's time to spread your wings. Life experience is the Tower in the traditional tarot. And Mom's back as the overall energy. It's the Queen of Earth, which can also be Venus as the ruler of Taurus. Thoughtful, creative, warm, and sensible is the Queen of Earth. She can also be somebody in your life, an actual person as a court card, perhaps an earth sign, a Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo, or someone taking on those traits or attributes. Make time for those around you. Take a sensible approach. Deal with challenges in a kind and understanding manner. The masculine is the king of air, who's brilliant, impartial, professional, and diplomatic. Also, again, Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra, someone of those traits or attributes. Speak your mind with confidence. Seek out professional advice. Balance mental and emotional considerations. Surrounded by the page of water, who's intuitive, sensitive, artistic, and friendly. A new person enters your life. A relationship begins a new phase. Heightened and psychic abilities. Also, pages bring news. This page of air could be delivering an offer of love to or from the masculine. Represents the sign of Pisces for me, the page, but can also be a Scorpio or a Cancer of someone of those traits or attributes. And in the masculine subconscious, this is the 8 of Earth. Skilled work is rewarded, learning all there is to know about a topic, and maybe even going back to school. So this is about like reaping what you've sown. You put in the work, you get the benefits. The feminine is the Knight of Earth, who is loyal, dedicated, honorable, and kind. Time to buckle down and get things done. Honor your commitments. You have a guardian angel. Surrounded by the King of Water opposite the masculine's page. The King of Water is trustworthy, compassionate, respected, and cultured. Open your heart and mind to those around you. Trustworthy and heartfelt advice and charity work, which is love, at least in my opinion. The King of Water, like the page, is a Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer, or someone of those traits or attributes, as is the Queen of Water, who's in the feminine subconscious. Tenderhearted, empathetic, patient, and loving is the Queen of Water. Relationships develop to a new level. Trust your intuition. Care for yourself and others. Crowning, Justice with Archangel Raguel. More Venus. She also rules Libra. Fair and just decisions. Do what you know is right. Stand up for your beliefs. I said I felt a judge before. There can be a situation of legality. I mean, it doesn't have to be. This is about just doing the right thing, and the right thing being, that which is from your heart, and maybe that you put some logical thought into as an air sign, but not necessarily like right in terms of what society thinks or says and stuff like that. Also about abundance, being attached to Venus. And sitting next to the king of air is often like a judge or some sort of authority to me too. At the root, it's the King of Fire, who's motivational, idealistic, ambitious, and charismatic. Focus, focus, focus. Communicate with vision and be a leader. Take advice from someone creative. The King of Fire is a Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius, and is the quintessential divine masculine of the tarot. Like one half of the 2 of Fire, which represents divine unions. And at the heart of the matter, the 4 of Earth, being too frivolous or too cautious with money, good business decisions, and giving to those less fortunate. Let's see what the romance cards, because I could go into these further and take all day. Let's see what the romance cards would add. Again, beginning with pay attention to the red flags. The signs are cautioning you. Ooh, opening to deception. But they also want us to see what? Chemistry. It's a strong magnetic attraction here. Red flags. This could be the one. You've already met the romantic partner you seek. So as far as deception, I had said in a reading I did this week, I think the general, that I felt that as we approached the full moon in Gemini, that there would be a lot about like deception, whether it's deceiving ourselves or others, lies just coming out, right? Finally coming to the surface, like the Ace of Air, which showed up here, and the King of Air, and Justice as well, would all suggest. True love. This is the romance of a lifetime. What else are they showing us here? Oh, trust. This situation is calling for you to have faith, as I've said many times thus far in this reading. Pay attention to the red flags and let go of control issues. Something else I've said quite a bit in this reading. Allow this situation to unfold naturally. I think on this note, we'll go ahead and cut. And it's love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. So where I was saying about like doing the right thing, but for you, not other people or society necessarily, that's very much tied into this. This is about living and or loving for you, yourself first, yourself a priority above perhaps your, family, including any children you may have. A lot of time we think we have to put our children, and we think we're doing what's best for them by remaining in an area, a situation, a relationship, or whatever, a circumstance that is toxic. We think we're helping them. We are not helping them. So we really got to put ourselves first, similar to when you're in an airplane, maybe with that same child, and the plane is going down or it's running into some sort of difficulty. And the pilot says, I'm dropping down the oxygen. Do yours first and then do the child. That it's the same thing that we have to do while we're walking around here. We got to heal ourselves first, work on ourselves first, attend to ourselves first in order to be able to, in a healthy way, do the same for others we love. Love yourself first. Overall energy is release your ex. The time has come to clear your energy. And that can be connected to deception too, because the ex doesn't have to be an ex-boyfriend or girlfriend. It doesn't have to be a person at all. I know you watch my reading, so an ex can be connected to this, again, living your truth. I see the X as in the letter X, as in St. Andrew or Malcolm X, right? St. Andrew, who died on an X because he didn't feel worthy to die on a cross like Christ. So he wanted to do it his way, live his way, die his way. That's what release your X means to me a lot of the time. Also about expression, like finally speaking up too, which can include speaking one's truth. As I alluded to when I said I felt a lot of truth was going to come out. A lot of lies would, things would be revealed. Here, atop the King of Air, give your relationship a chance. Work on your partnership. Atop the Page of Water, addictions are affecting your romantic life. So this can be connected to perhaps a relationship of some sort, not necessarily romantic, possibly, but not necessarily, with a water sign maybe. Maybe a young water sign or youthful water sign, a Pisces specifically, possibly. It's a toxic situation. So it can be connected to a release your ex to whatever, like your ex-friend, ex-lover, whatever. This is, a cord has to be cut in connection to whatever this is. Atop the 8 of Earth is chemistry. There's a strong magnetic attraction here. So you reaping that, like we planted the seeds to something healthy, and that's taking form. Atop the Knight of Earth, past life relationship. You've known each other before. And atop the King of Water, heart-to-heart conversations. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other. King of Water, awesome person with whom to do that, or energy with which to do that. Have a heart-to-heart conversation. Atop the Queen of Water, make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. So you both have this kind of direction, instruction, mirroring one another. Yours, make the effort. His, give your relationship a chance. Same idea. Here, atop justice. Stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. So where we may believe that since we didn't do the right thing before, like our chance is over. No, give your relationship a new chance is what this says. And this says, like, remain positive about it. Our thoughts become our reality. So positive thoughts is what we want to manifest using that energy of the magician. Here atop the King of Fire, who I started with. And I said he can be very controlling, authoritative, somebody's father maybe, whatever. Says let go of control issues and allow this situation to unfold naturally. But this card, which turned up so many times as I was shuffling, soulmate, is what is at the heart of the matter. What really, really matters, what really, really counts here. Yes, this is your soulmate. Further advice to the masculine, fair male. This energy also comes through as something karmic and sometimes representing, like, there's Raphael too, with the siren, like the energy of Capricorn and feeling bound and stuck, Saturn, that sort of energy. Maybe that's why there's this earth here. It's representing Capricorn and Saturn and feeling tied down, stuck. Yeah, it can be connected to the Pluto retrograde, which I think is in shadow. I think Pluto's in shadow, but in Capricorn. And maybe that's what the water is about too. The Page and King of Earth, Queen as well. I mean, of water rather. Yeah, this is about the need to cut the cords that we keep seeing. Isn't this funny? Wow. So for you, dark male, and this tends to represent the divine masculine for me. All right, the one of the light, which is kind of interesting. Since I also associate red hair and stuff with the light, this card has always come through very negative, similar to the brunette female. And this one has always been, you know, of the light. And it's turned out that way. Often, literally for people, like, you know, with regard to complexion and everything. Like the person that's darker happens to be like the divine masculine or whatever the case. Further advice to the masculine is meditation. So you both have to work on that. Yours is, again, listening. So you had healing sounds already and now listening, like to messages from the universe. Very Aquarian energy coming down for you. You might receive some communication as well, perhaps electronic. And you are just to surrender and let go. And that will allow for this, whatever is supposed to come to you, even if it's messages from the universe, maybe, you know, 5D communication between you and the universe and you and your higher self, you will allow for that if you, like, let go. The masculine has the 8 of fire, which is also about communication and movement. Events moving at a fast pace. Delays are over and many things are happening at once. So this is like where energy may have been stagnant. All of a sudden it picks up in a very positive way. And for you, balance, which represents the sign of Sagittarius and is temperance in the traditional tarot, a very healing energy. The need for balance and moderation, cooperation and compromise, wait for perfect timing. So this is, again, guiding you to allow karma, the universe, to do what it does. From the romance angels, very nice. I should have left this to end with and just gave. This situation involves marriage, so I would say that means the sacred marriage that we saw that was evident earlier with the moon tree. And for the masculine, separation, time apart from your partner is on the horizon. Maybe that's why I was guided to do you first, because I don't think this relates to you. I think this relates to what this other situation is from which the masculine has to cut himself away. And that's actually going to allow you guys to, you know, not be in separation, but to reconcile. If, you know, there's any space between you that needs to dissipate so that you can come closer together, that this separation from, like, the codependent situation will allow for that. I hope that you enjoy your reading and find it helpful. Namaste, Angel.